I'm Diane Woodrow, and I'd like to tell you how Grief Share has had an impact on my life. Back in September of 2017, Hurricane Irma was predicted to make landfall in Bradenton. So my husband and I, we've been married 45 years, evacuated over to Orlando to spend time with our son. The next morning after the hurricane, we were in Orlando and I wasn't feeling great and just thought I was dehydrated or something. Out of the blue, my husband said, "Son, I want you to take your mom to the emergency room." And we were like, "What? What are you talking about?" But I didn't argue. I said, well, that way I can at least get a diagnosis and get hydrated and all that stuff. So he dropped me off at 3 o'clock. By 9 o'clock that evening, I was getting prepped for surgery to have an emergency appendectomy. The appendectomy, the surgery went well, expected a good recovery. But after I got back to my son's house, we found out from our condo manager in Bradenton, part of our roof had blown off. And all the manager said was, "You need to get here, it's bad." So my son drove me back to Bradenton to empty the freezer and see what was going on. The next morning, my husband was sitting at the kitchen table and suffered cardiac arrest. 2 hours later, we were leaving the same hospital where I'd left my appendix 3 days before. We walked out without my husband. I had to rely on family and neighbors, which was an important lesson for me, and much appreciated. So several weeks after that, one of those neighbors was providing special music at Roser Church and knew I would enjoy it, so I attended that morning. I learned during that service that there was a program that they were offering called Grief Share. I gathered up my courage, and that next Tuesday night came back to Roser all by myself, and when I walked in there, I looked around and I didn't see strangers sitting there, although I didn't know anybody. I saw very caring people who were welcoming me into this classroom to help me work through my grief. Right away, I could tell I was feeling better. Every week, the lessons were so pertinent to what I was going through, in aspects of grief that I was experiencing but didn't realize how normal they were. One of my favorite aspects of being involved in Grief Share was during one of the Grief Share sessions, all the attendees were invited to attend the Women at Two Bible study that Roser has had for several years. So next Women at Two, I attended, and I've been involved in Women at Two ever since. And through my involvement and the wonderful people I've met through Women at Two, I was invited to attend the Stephen Minister training that was going to be started again after we got through the COVID. And so I'm real proud to say that I was able to complete the training for that, and I'm now a Stephen Minister. So all these positive impacts on my life, I would trace, well, of course, to God leading me here to Roser. But because God is so alive in Roser and the people at Roser, my life has been so positively impacted.